and use parliamentary language.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it is good to follow and to use parliamentary language. But when one makes a promise that has never been fulfilled, what do we call that? Mr. Speaker, sir, when Kenyans...
Senator Beth Syengo, the reason why I'm guiding you is to help you take your point home by using parliamentary language. If you insist, you know exactly what will befall you. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I am guided, but the challenges facing Kenyans are too enormous. The cost of living is unmanageable. The prices of fuel cannot even be imagined. Mr. Speaker, when the President of the Republic of Kenya talks of transforming economy by giving loans and supporting Kenyans to ask for loans where they are expected to repay, this is not a new thing. It has been happening. Kenyans have been living on very difficult conditions of borrowing and repaying those loans. I don't see how it is a new way of transforming the economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, when we talk of giving Kenyans hope, it will start with practical things that the current administration is doing to improve the living standards of Kenyans. Allow me to say that on inclusivity, it also saddens my heart. When this Kenya Kwanza administration was doing their campaigns, they talked of how they would stand by women, support women, appoint more women, ensure more women are elected, ensure that more women are appointed. It is disappointing to see the same women who have been played games on are misused, are struggling, are crying, even to take their children to school, even to place food on the table for their children. Mr. Speaker, sir, as representatives of the people of this great nation of Kenya, we must speak the truth, and we should not stand here to lie to Kenyans how the current administration...
Is a point of order, Senator Chan.
I stand under standing order number 98, 103, and 105. You have directed, unless you will now need to invoke standing order number 121 for disorderly conduct. You have directed that the senator uses parliamentary language, but she continues to use the word lie. And we have been here more than 1 year, Mr. Speaker. I have been offering free lessons to any person like her so that they can understand what you can say in the floor. You can disagree with government, which is okay, and unless there is a problem, because you just kindly use parliamentary language. You can say disagree, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, is it in order to decline your directions that you have said, let us, all of us, use parliamentary language? Mr. Speaker, respectfully, if she continues with the same, can you invoke standing order number 121 on disorderly conduct, and we allow her to go and enjoy afternoon siesta? I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Beth Syengo, I have advised you on what is and what is not parliamentary language.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand guided.
I'm still speaking. You have insisted, despite my guidance, to use parliamentary language. I will therefore proceed to caution you. Secondly, before you proceed, just as a way of helping you, the debate before us, we are debating on a motion on the President's address to Parliament. what you ought to debate here, it is the address made by the President. And I hope you have it before you. It has 1 or 2 bullets. If any of those bullets you're not agreeing with, you point them out. I'm referring to paragraph 100 of the President's address. He said this, I do not agree because of A, B, and C. That's how honorable members debate honorably. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I may change the wording, untruthful statements amounts to not telling the Kenyans the truth. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is good that I stand guided, but sincerely I'm holding the speech in my hand. If I may look at point...
Senator Beth Syengo, I'll continue guiding you because I need you to continue contributing as opposed to asking you to withdraw from the chamber. I guided you pretty well that what we are debating now is the address made by the President to Parliament in a joint sitting, an address that you must have a copy before you. Our debate is confined to that address, not to some campaign pledges made in Vihiga. It is a contribution, a debate on what you have before you. Anything else is beyond this motion. So restrict yourself to what is there. Lift out what you think you don't disagree and tell us what you think you do not agree. Lift out what you agree and tell us what you agree. That is the essence of this debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
It may be untrue to you, it may be true to others. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When I mentioned on the campaigns, it is just expounding on some points, sir. Thank you for your guidance. As I had indicated, I'm holding a copy of the speech. And when I expound on a point or explaining, because I don't expect honorable members in this House also to support that which is not true. That is my point, sir. Looking at point 1.2, that is 12, where the speech indicates that the leadership has transformed the national political conversation from personalities to issues, from regional or ethnic license to opportunities. Mr. Speaker, my heart is bleeding. Because when we are talking of opposition leadership as the alternative government in waiting, we are ready.
Order,
yes.
Order, honorable members. Of course,
we are ready to offer.
Of course, the opposition is a government in waiting. Proceed.
We are ready to offer better leadership, to offer truthful promises, and to deliver to the Kenyans. Because Kenyans want development, Kenyans who want to live a life that they will be proud to be Kenyans, but not to feel downtrodden, depressed, crying every day, worrying of what will be the price of fuel tomorrow be. It is unfortunate. From the speech, point number 14, I would say I disagree with this because there is a lot of wastage by this government. On Monday, we were treated to a spectacular thing where we saw people flying from one county to another using chartered planes, choppers, where the costs of hiring a chopper ranges between 200 to 300 thousand Kenyan shillings. Yet, there is a Kenyan waiting for their children who have completed class 8, sat for their KCPE, and they don't know where to get school fees from. There are Kenyans who are going to bed hungry. They don't know where to get the next meal from.
What is the point of order, Senator Boni?
Mr. Speaker, Senator Syengo is quite right to laud the wastage in government. But it's in order to do so in total ignorance of the fact that this government has a policy on transport. When a public servant travels...
Under what standing order? Are you giving information or you're raising on a point of order?
I am rising on point of order number 105, Mr. Speaker, to compel... don't
order,
be angry.
Senator Eddy.
It is debate. What is the anger
Senator
for?
Boni.
Yeah. My view, if it is wrong, you'll bring yours which is right, isn't it? Mr. Speaker, sir, the government has a policy on transport. And public servants are free to go for other options if they find that policy is not convenient. A public servant moving from Nairobi to a function in the periphery has a public vehicle with a work ticket.
What is your point of order, Senator Boni?
She is misleading the people that we are using state resources to hire choppers when we know that some of our ministers are millionaires. They can afford their own choppers, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Beth Syengo, proceed to conclude your remarks, please.
Thank you, sir. I'm very sure that Senator Boni Alwale, my good friend, the bullfighter,
proceed to make your remarks, Senator Syengo.
knows that I am well educated. When he calls me ignorant, Mr. Speaker, sir, I can't understand which standing order allows him to call me ignorant. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to conclude by saying that I'm also very sure that Senator Boni Alwale knows that the transport policy that the government may have does not allow wastage in the government for public resources. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Senator Aaron Cheriot.